About what's called the vertical line test. So you've probably worked on examples where you've determined functions from ordered pairs, you've determined functions from tables, and maybe you've determined functions from um, different places that we showed mapping from one set to another. So what we're going to do is look at graphs today, the graphs, and then determine if the graph represents a function or not. So the vertical line test, what is it? Well, it's a test that can be used to determine whether a graph represents a function. If we can draw any vertical line that intersects your graph more than once, then it is not a function. It is not a function. However, if we can draw a vertical line through your graph only once, then your graph is a function. All right, let's take a look at some examples that have already been done. So the function is this squiggly line in this first part. The vertical line has been drawn, and you can draw the vertical line through any part of the graph. It doesn't matter. So we draw a dotted vertical line just to show that it is the vertical line test. And you see it only crosses at one point, so therefore it is a function. In the second example, we have this shape. It looks like a parabola turned on its side, we could say. Let's say you draw this vertical line. Well, the vertical line is represented with the dotted line, and it crosses your graph more than once. So therefore, it is not a function, right? And then we look at the third one. We have this like oval shaped figure, and then we have the vertical line drawn, and it crosses your graph more than once. So it's not a function. And if you really think about it, if you recall, remember, when you were determining if ordered pairs were functions or if a table was a function, you knew that one x value could not have two different y values that were the same. In this case, it is. For instance, let's look at this middle one. Maybe this number is a 5 right here. The x value is a 5. And this y could be like a -3, and this y value could be maybe, I don't know, maybe like a 4 or something like that. So you know and I know that that x value cannot have two different y values. We say no to that. The same situation is happening here. Maybe this is x values of 5 there in this third one. And then the y value right here might be -6. And maybe this y value is a +6. Well, that's just saying that x value has two y values, which we can't have, right? We can't have that. So that's why it makes sense that they are not functions. And that's what the vertical line test helps us to do. All right, and now in this example, let's go ahead and perform the vertical line test. So I draw a dotted line through any portion of my graph. Let's say I just want to draw a vertical line right there. Well, it only goes through at one point, so this is the graph of a function. This is a function. Whatever the equation is, we will say yes, that equation is the graph of a function. Draw another vertical line in the middle, example. Well, it only crosses at one point, so this is a function. And then in the third one, I draw a vertical line anywhere along the graph, a vertical line, and it crosses at more than one point. More than one point. So we say not a function. And this is one of the cases where the x value of 2 has two different y values. One y value is a -2, it looks like, and the other y value, maybe I didn't put it on it correctly, is +2. Yeah, there it is, +2. So this is a brief summary of the vertical line test and how it can be used to determine whether your graph is a function or not a function.